All right, so I looked around online to figure out how to do this filter exchange. I'm doing a service on my old digger. It's 22 years young. It's the year 2000. It's the k008 Kubota. Okay. Now there's two filters on the hydraulics. There's one. Well, clearly the hydraulics are missing. There's one that sits underneath this cap here. This thing, well, I can't put it up right because I took it apart. But it sits underneath this cap here, comes out. Looks like this. Very nicely prepared video this. Looks like that. Sits underneath that. Then there's a suction filter that sits underneath a cap. That sits here. Looks like that. I've already changed it. Now, supposedly, you're supposed to be able to put your arm through that hole, then reach down and unscrew that. Now, my thing was tight. It was tight. Tighter than a nun's, you know what. So yeah, you have to take it apart. It's not that bad. Saying that, it's actually not that bad. You take the fuel tank out. It sits, well, it's in a box over here. It sits on two screws here behind the fuel filter. You have to take the fuel filter off. Then underneath a lot of crud, a lot of stuff, there's two bolts, and then two bolts in the front. I recommend draining the oil first. You know, it's easier. The tank's not as heavy. Air filter comes off, and then it's just the hose connections. Now, 90% of all hydraulic fails originates from shit that comes in doing a service, or shit that was in there from manufacturing. So, keep it clean, guys, here in the barn. So, yeah, you know, as best as you can, right? Stick rags in the holes, use plenty of metal cleaner, and you know, wash everything off before you disconnect, before you take things off. But it's not hard, and it's pretty straightforward, okay? So, I'm a machine fitter by trade. I build turbines, wind turbines, so I'm not a mechanic guy. I'm not a wizard in any way. But it's totally durable, totally durable. I'm pretty sure this filter is, like I said, the machine's 22 years old. Probably never been changed. I don't know. I can't know that, but it's a bit of a hassle getting in there because you need to take all that stuff out. But again, not that hard. The one weight comes off. The corner, that probably doesn't need to come off, but I dropped the bolt in there, so I had to take it off. And then the fuel filter, that comes off. You have to take the hose off the fuel tank because it goes out through that gap down there, and it can't wiggle through. So again, that needs to be emptied. I'm changing the fluid as well. It takes 12 liters of hydraulic fluid. Mine had maybe 8, so yeah, we were a little bit low. Not 100% on how you measure it, but logic dictates that when all the main cylinders are all the way in, then most of the oil should be in the reservoir. So yeah, this is how I park it to check for the oil level. But there was nothing in there. There was like 7.5, 8 liters in there. So yeah, not that hard. But you need to take all this off, and then these come off. These are just with hose clamps, so it's not a pressure. It's just an inlet. It's a suction side. I guess this is the return. Comes through the other filter. So not that hard, guys. Just get it done. Get the pants off and get it done. Because it probably needed doing. All right, enjoy.